Welcome back, everyone, to Breaking Boundaries. Yes, welcome back to another episode here. You read it correctly. Master your mindset, break free from self-sabotage. Well, I'm elated. Happy Friday to everyone. For those who are watching live, go ahead and share the broadcast. Go ahead and feel free to grab your remarkable pens and notepads or your digital pads. Listen, I want you all to join me here where we're going to unlock the keys to personal and professional transformation. I'm Ruth McCrackin, your guide on this journey of self-discovery and leadership enhancement. Today, we're going to focus on mastering your mindset, especially as HR executives and partners. This is a crucial step to eliminate what? Self-sabotage. Now, if you haven't watched the previous episodes, I want you to be able to go back because in our first episode, we discussed the pivotal steps to stop self-sabotage. Now, I don't know if you all are familiar with this term. I know a lot of times we've been hearing it as leaders across the whole marketplace. Everyone's maybe talking it through conventions, podcasts, audios, radio shows, you name it. Last time, though, we explored the metaphorical concept of divorcing our self-sabotaging behaviors to what? Embrace the grander visions of ourselves. If you haven't yet listened, oh my gosh, to these episodes, which are so good, it will blow you away. I highly encourage you to do so. They provide not just foundational insights that will enrich your understanding of today's discussion, because today's discussion is going to be the final part of the series, and I want to be able to delve into the practical aspects of truly mastering your mindset with three don'ts. Three don'ts that you need to avoid to maintain your mental sharpness and leadership edge. How many of you all are looking to find ways, and stay all the way to the end, because if you're looking to find ways, I'm going to also share a remarkable practically gift for you at the end. Right now, I want to share with you a story about a client who struggled, and many of you are probably going to relate to the story as well, with keeping up with their leadership development due to poor schedule management. How many of you all may say, oh my gosh, I have so many things packed in my butt. I have soccer, I have maybe hockey or basketball, or maybe having to go do some karate, boxing, whatever the case may be. And you find yourself in a common setback that many of us face. I want to break this down into more of a spiritual, powerful way and keep principles. Number one, this one is avoiding dwelling in the past mistakes. How many of you all find yourself stuck in doing that? Be renewed in the spirit of your minds. This scripture, it really resonates with me. It urges us to refresh our thoughts and focus on continuous improvement. How many of you all fell short in that category? How many of you all would it be worth it to you if you're wanting to find invaluable quick tips that you can implement right now to see the dismantling, to see it being disrupted? Then continue watching, because you're going to see how you're going to walk away with a full transformation of clarity. Number one, and certainty. Two, stay focused on what lies ahead. This, I don't know what Paul was thinking about, but it really teaches us to forget what lies behind and basically strain towards what is ahead. If you're also stuck on what's in the past, it's really hard for you to let go of whatever may be grudge or resentment that's not allowing you to pivot into the going forward. How many of y'all can relate? This particular one definitely is an eye game changer for me, and encourage you and also me to keep our eyes on our goals and not so much on our past failures. Listen, they're going to come. They're going to be failures. It's not going to always be picture perfect. In fact, it never was picture perfect. So let's bring it home in terms of studying the studies that I have seen into the research that myself and my team has definitely been fully equipped in, because it matters. I don't know about you all, but I want you all to understand the behavior when it comes to studying on shattering assumptions. People come in with so much doubt at work, whether it be in their business, whether it be in their family, how to manage and really call yourself doing a work-life balance routine. Research in behavior psychology, my friends, shows that shattering limiting assumptions about yourselves, about ourselves, can significantly increases our ability and achieve ambitious goals. Now, hear me out. Some of you all say, well, I want to be conservative. I want to stay within the line. Understanding that your potential is much greater, that is basically our current beliefs. And it can help you redefine what we wanting to achieve. How many of you all want to help redefine it? How many of you all want to see a shift? How many of you all want to be able to give yourself grace and permission to move forward and let go of the past? Let go of the noise that you constantly hear yourself repeating on rewind over and over again. So now this is the time with the 3 don'ts in mastering your mindset. Who's with me? That's where you want to go ahead and grab your digital devices and definitely delve in, because I want you to walk away from this series, the part 3, the final one of what we've been talking about throughout this month. Number 1, don't overcommit. That's it. You don't overcommit. I want you to challenge yourself. Reflect on your current commitments. Are they aligned with your ultimate goals? Or is it something that you automatically add in? Listen, certain things, I'm actually going through my calendar and seeing what things that I need to remove. What things do I need to remove from my phone and my reminders that I constantly, is it aligning with who I'm looking to become? Is it aligning with me? Is it matching? Is it correlating on who that highest version of me that I'm looking to create? And also within you. Action. I want you to prioritize. And these are many wins that can do a huge, remarkable impact in your day-to-day and your weekly process of day-to-day life and living. Let's go. I want you to be able to prioritize your tasks weekly to ensure alignment with your long-term objectives. Create it. There's so many apps out there. Oh my gosh, you can find one that's there. You can even go with the one that's already defaulted in your iOS or Android devices. The notes. There's audio notes. If you're not the type that likes to type, you want an audio, do that and then transcribe them later into notes. There's so many parental way of really defining and taking action. Number 1. So don't overcommit in these. Let me know how that works for you. Go hurry on to the comments and share that with me in the retreats. Number 2, don't neglect. I know you're going to probably think, well, Ruth, how, and how is that possible? Don't neglect to self-care. And I'm going to pause here to kind of share that a little bit and put it into context. I was with a girlfriend yesterday at the pool in a clubhouse, and she was sharing with me, she works for a very reputable healthcare facility, hospital, for profit. And she was having a conversation with one of her peers, and she's very distressed. Love what she do as a nurse practitioner. However, this director that's now part of the leadership team comes in with a whole different mindset, a whole different way of basically just following the bottom line, following or meeting quota, multi-billion-dollar industry. However, who is following the line or creating a development and having touch points with your team? Did you know when she told me? It blew me away when I heard this comment from her, when she stated this statement. I said, wow, they do not have team meetings. They don't even remember the last time they had a team meeting. This individual, I'm not going to share the company name, been with the company now for a year. She's been working within the same company for 5 years, and watch this, have already seen 4 leaders turn over. That is a huge deficit, my friend. Where are you focusing on? Where are you looking to really make sure that you're now gearing to not just to, how does this align to self-care? It does. Because if you really gave yourself permission, or are you giving yourself enough time to do what you need to do to equip that empathy, to equip more charismatic, to equip more ways of removing some of the stress barriers that's been limiting you. So when you go back into the workplace, you're now thinking of witty ideas and creativity on showcasing what ways can I definitely touch point more with my team, engage and interact on what's coming up next. What can we overcome? Do it once a month. I advised her, even if it's bi-weekly, they don't even do town halls. So it's, to me, that lets me know how many other companies are falling short from grace and implementing type of engagement with their teams. Why do you think that they're self-sabotaging? Why do you think and know that they're leaving? That's the turnover is astronomical. Now, I want you to know this. If you apply these don'ts, I promise you, you'll see a full transformation, not only within yourself, number one, and number two, how the behavior patterns it's going to emerge and start to reenact and disrupt the patterns that you see on your day to day, even in your workplace. Now, mind you, it's not going to happen overnight, but I promise you, if you do this consistently for the next 30 to 120 days, you will see a game changer. And if you do this, you will now give people to see that there is light in my path. There is light. Is this helpful? Do you see how adding and including this, becoming more inclusive with your team will make a world of difference? Let me know in the comments. All right. Now, number three, excuse me. Don't ignore continuous learning. Now, oftentimes when we put these individuals into leadership, perhaps we give them so much on their plate. You're wanting them to do sales, marketing. You also want them to also be the strategic thinker and also the hands-on down in operations. Let's pause for the cause. I want you to know, well, maybe I need to go and take a business management 101, business administration. Really understanding when was the last time you learned something new related to your field, and how do you delegate that? That's also continuing education skill set that you can help not just yourself, but also your team and your organization. I want you to take this action. Identify a course or a workshop, because there's a plethora. There's a library of them. In fact, myself and my team are going to be conducting some next week. You want to create or identify a course or a program or a workshop to enroll in within the next month, and do it as a routine. Don't just do it once and then you're done. You don't go back and do it maybe for the next couple of years or 5 years. It has to be a routine. It has to be a method. I promise you, it is a game changer, not because that it sounds good. It's factual. It's factual. Study shows that if you're including and removing what I just shared with you in these top 3 don'ts, if you haven't heard it, go back and hit the replay. It will remarkably change and shift the dynamics of the behavior patterns with no one dragging their feet in. There's no such thing as leaving your problems at the door. When was the last time you had a heart-to-heart with your peers or with your team members or with your leaders? HR executives, I'm talking to you and the partners. It's time to disrupt. If you stayed with me this long, stay with me even longer, because I do have a practical gift. Practically, it really is a gift. And it's going to help with really positioning yourself as a top authority, how to reframe your actual resume by providing you this blueprint. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more. But for now, I want you to know, take these 3 actions on these 3 don'ts. Really take heed and be not just paying attention to this podcast, but being intentional into making steps, taking forward steps. Yeah. Now, if you're committed to mastering your mindset and pushing beyond what I like to call the usual limits, make sure to subscribe and share your thoughts and engage with us. Engage with me. We do this weekly, every Friday. Your journey is your journey. And I want you to take a pause and really understand where I'm coming from. I want you to understand that it matters to me that you want to disrupt. You want to do something extreme, then you have to shatter the assumptions. And I want you to be able to do this as we're wrapping up here. Thank you so much, because I'm going to share with you the practical gift that I'm going to give with you at the end. But thank you for tuning in to Breaking Boundaries. Remember, the landscape of your mind is yours to cultivate. You get to decide to do that. Plant seeds of positivity, water it, water them while reading a book or listening to an audible with purpose. Be purposeful with your actions. Yes. And watch as your professionalism as well as your personal life, your brand flourishes. Now, let me take a couple of seconds to talk to you about who's ready about this special offer on reframing your resume. Are you ready? Are you ready to transform your professional image, your brand? You are a walking billboard. You are your corporate brand. Yes? And I want you to click and add hashtag RYR, and I'll share an exclusive link to basically walk you step by step on the resume blueprint that offers not just storytelling techniques, yes, but it helps you to ensure you get calls from potential hiring team leaders within 48 hours. You want to disrupt, you want to go extreme, then you have to do the imaginable. Yes. So let's make your career, your business aspirations a reality. Thank you all for joining. It's always a joy to sit here and share with you all that you're not alone in this matter. This community of excellence and continued trust is part of the breaking boundaries. So let's continue to cultivate that mindset. Let's not only meet, but exceed the demands of modern leadership. Yes, to all of my HR peers and friends, talk to you soon.